So good day, ma'am. I am RSG Legaspi, and today I am going to present our report, which is the comparative policy system or the policing system of um, Russia and Argentina. But first, I will discuss the policing system of Russia. So Russia is the largest country in the world, occupies the 1/10 of all land on Earth. So as you can see on the map, Russia occupies the largest land on our Earth. And also, we already know that Russia is the largest country because we already tackled this since in our previous learnings on our when we are just in our junior high. So let's talk about the people and culture. So in Russia, there are about 120 ethnic groups who speaks more than 100 languages, which is the Tatars, Ukrainians, Russians, Chechens, Armenians, Bashkirs, Kazakhs, Belarusians, Chuvash, Uzbeks, Azerbaijanis, Mordvin, Suyut, Dogans, Kumiks, English people, Avars, Karachais, Dargins, Yakuts, Nogais, Ossetians, Dungan people, and Tovans. The example, the following ethnic groups that is being given in the report is only a group of people that can be found in Russia. So let's talk about and move on to Russia's type of economy. So Russia's type of economy is a mixed economy with enormous natural resources, particularly oil and natural gas. It is the 5th largest economy in Europe and the world's 11th largest economy by in nominal GDP, as well as the 6th largest economy in PPP. So Russia is abundant in their natural resources, which is the oil, gas, coal or oiling, iron ore, gold, and as well as aluminum. So in Europe, Russia is placed as a 5th largest economy, and in GDP or nominal domestic product, Russia plays as the 5th largest as 11th largest economy in nominal domestic product, as well as in the PPP, which is the public-private partnership. They were in a 6th spot as the largest economy. So let's move on to Russia's official name, which is the Russian Federation. So official name of Russia is the Russian Federation. Their form of government is Federation. Their official language is Russian, and their capital was Moscow. So let's talk about the Union Soviet Socialist Republic. So Union Soviet Socialist Republic is the union of Soviet Socialist USSR is commonly known as the Soviet Union. Russia became an independent country after the dissolution of the Soviet Union in December 1991. So in explanation, so before 1917, the Russia was being called the Russian Soviet Federative Socialist Republic, and after pagka-dissolve or after the dissolution of this USSR or the Union Soviet Socialist Republic in 1991, it was also that time that Russia became an independent and started to stand alone as a country named Russia. So let's talk about the so in present time, the Russia has their head of the state, which is the President Vladimir Putin, and their head of the government was Prime Minister Mikhail Mishustin. Their official language is Russian. In 2011, their population rank, they were placed as ninth spot as the population trunk, or the highest population trunk. So in modern day, the modern day name Russia or Sia is derived from the Greek word Rus, as the Kievan Rivers was evolving and separating in two different states. What we know now as Russia was being called Rus and Ruskaya Zemlya, the land of the rose. Rus. So in modern day, so ang name sa Russia karon, which yes, Russia na siya, Russia. But if you derive it from the Greek word, it is being read as Russia. So let's talk about the Russia's capital. So in Russia, their capital was Moscow. So Moscow is the largest city of Russia. The city stands in Moskva River in the central Russia, with a population estimated at 12.4 million residents. So the Moscow is the most largest capital city, and also they have a residence. Their residence was 12.4 million, who occupies the Moscow city. So let's talk and move on to police of Russia. So police of Russia is the law enforcement is the federal law enforcement agency and operating under the Ministry of Internal Affairs. It was established in 1715 by decree from Peter the Great in 2011, replacing the militia, the former police service. So police of Russia, before police of Russia was being called militia. It was established on 1715. Na-establish siya kaniadto sa 715. But after 2011, pag-abot sa 2011, ang militia giilisan nila ngalan nga Police of Russia or Russian Police. So the Russian police were formerly called militia. That's what I have trying to understand. Militia is the formerly name of Police of Russia. So let's talk about the Russia's different agencies. So there first is the Russian police. The primary law, Russian police are the primary law enforcement agency in Russia. So kaning Russian police is mao na sila katong mga police sa Russia. And then the second is the Russian FBI, or the Investigative Committee in Russia. So their main function is to investigate those crimes happens inside of their country. Third is the Federal Security Service, or the formerly called the KBG. It is the main domestic security agency. So their function is to protect their state border and their internal sea waters and their territorial sea, mga pangdagat nila nga mga teritoryo mo na ilang gipang protektahan. So let's talk about the child agencies of Russia. So in Russia, they have also their child agencies of police. So first is the patrol police. So the function of patrol police is to patrol and securing the area of Russia. The second is the traffic police. So the traffic police is to control the traffic of inside of the Russia, and as well as the vehicles, as well as the illegal vehicles in Russia. So third is the criminal police. The function is to arrest and to detain those criminals who commit an offense or criminal acts. So lastly is the transport police. The transport police is to transport those criminals who committed an offense or criminal acts, and to detain inside of the prison and detention. So let's talk about the Moscow police. So the Moscow police is the largest municipal force in Russia with 50,500 officers as of 2010. So the Moscow Police was established in 1722, and it is one of the oldest police force in Russia and in the whole world. So ang Moscow Police daw is mao ang pinakadako nga force sa Russia. Pinaka-old na siya or pinakadugay na. Not just in Russia but in the whole world. Diha naa sila 50,500 officers as of 2010. So, Moscow Police has their motto, which is, by serving the law, we serve people. So, this is the Moscow Police logo. So, in Russia, they have the Ministry of Civil Defense, Emergencies and Elimination of Consequences of Natural Disasters, or EMERCOM, which is EMERCOM. Its main function is to respond to emergencies happens inside of their country. It is talks about the natural disaster nga mahitabo sa ilahang country. Just like for example, flooding, bagyo, earthquake, kanang mga natural disasters nga mahitabo sa ilaha. So, ang EMERCOM is the one who will respond to safety and evacuate those people nga matamaan ani nga sa natural disasters, or sila bay mag-response kung sa mga dapat buhaton if mahitabo. So, second is the Russian military police. It provides the service police function of all branches of the Russian armed forces. So its function is to securing the area operations. They are the one to secure the operation, the area operation of naay operation i-conduct, as well as the law order operations ng mga balaod nga i-conduct sa ilahang country. And lastly, the National Guard, formerly internal troops. Its function is to mag-secure sab ni siya sa border, sa Russia's border. So let's talk about the Moscow Police primary responsibilities. So Moscow Police naasad sila responsibilities. So first, their responsibilities is to detection and investigation of crime and protection of the public order in the federal city of Moscow. So detection, prisuhon ang katong mga criminals nga ni-commit og offense or criminal acts. And also, they investigate the crimes that happens inside of their country to solve and to locate why the crime is being happened. And not just that, as well as they also protect the public order and safety and the of the Russian Federation in Moscow. So this is the armed forces. Let's move on to the armed forces of the Russian Federation, which is the mga military sa Russia. So this is the Russian emblem and Russian banner. So the armed forces of the Russian Federation are one of the largest military forces in the world. As of 2021, Russian armed forces strength counted over 1 million active duty personnel. So ang mga military sa Russian is mao ang pinakadako nga force, not just in Russia but also in the whole world. They also that is the survey based on 2021. So ang Russian armed forces, they strength counted as over they have 1 million active duty personnel. The Russian armed forces are the world's second most powerful military, owning the largest stockpile of nuclear weapons in the whole world. So we already know that Russia is also the most second powerful force in the whole world, and also they are known for their advanced weapons for combat, as well as the nuclear weapons. As you can see on the picture, it has a lot of weapons. That is an example of nuclear weapons that is being settled and processed in the Russia. This is good for war. So let's talk about the armed forces service branches. First is the Russian Ground Forces, Russian Aerospace Force, Russian Air Force, followed by Russian Space Force, Russian Navy, Russian Airborne Forces, Russian Strategic Missiles Forces, Russian Special Operation Forces. So let's talk about their headquarters. Can be found in the Ministry of Defense, Kamovniki district in Moscow. So Armed Forces of the Russian Federation. Armed Forces of the Russian Federation is commonly yun. So mo na ni siya kung gikuan ganina, Forces of Russia to divide, and the Armed Forces of the Russian Federation is commonly known as the Russian Armed Forces or mga military sa Russia. So they are divided into two ground forces, which is the Navy and Aerospace Force. Divide nila kaduha. First is the Navy and ang kaduha is the Aerospace Forces. They have also two independent armed service, which is the Strategic Missiles Troops and the Airborne Troops. So Armed Forces of the Russian Federation, let's talk about their primary responsibilities. The primary responsibilities of the Armed Forces of the Russian Federation. So mauna ni ang mga responsibilities sa Russian military. Their responsibility is to the primary responsibilities of the ground forces are the protection of the state borders, combat on land, the security occupied territories, and the defeat of enemy troops. So their responsibilities is to secure the borders, sa borders sa ilang nasud, as well as combat or away, war ba sa ug naay gustong makigkuan sa ilaha, makigsakop, occupy their territories kasi gustong musakop sa ilahang land is they are ready to mulaban para lang sa ilahang nasasakupan. So mission and objective of the Russian Armed Forces: first is deterring the military and political threats to the security of interests of the Russian Federation. Second is supporting the economic and political interests of the Russian Federation. Lastly, mounting the other than war enforcement operation. So that is their mission and objectives. So now let's move on to the police rank and military rank of Russia. So in police rank, we have let's start with the lowest rank of police. First is the private of police, followed by junior sergeant of police, sergeant of police, senior sergeant of police, starshina police, praporchik police, senior praporchik, junior lieutenant of police, lieutenant of police, senior lieutenant of police, captain of police, followed by major of police, lieutenant colonel of police, colonel of police, major general of police, lieutenant general of police, colonel general of police, and lastly the highest rank, which is the general of police of the Russian Federation. So let's move on to military rank. Let's start the lowest rank, which is the private, followed by Yefreitor, followed by junior sergeant, senior sergeant, starshina, praporchik, senior praporchik, junior lieutenant, lieutenant, senior lieutenant, captain, major, lieutenant colonel, colonel, major general, lieutenant general, colonel, and the highest rank, which is the general of the army.